This is a Ford Mustang GT500 or a Cobra GT500. Even though besides these little Ford badges on the wheels, you don't really find any other Ford badge on the car. They have a lot of Cobra logos all through around. But it's a Ford Mustang, a legendary name, a legendary car. And this is the top version of this year. There was a limited version of these cars built. I believe only over a little 2,000 or 3,000 cars were built this particular model. But I would like to do a little review on this car and share my thoughts and my opinions, what I think about this car, and is it worth the price that it's worth. This particular one is a 2022, I believe, model year, 2021 on the windshield, model year, and it's a GT500. A rare car. It's not the 2.3 EcoBoost that you see out on the road. It's not the regular 5-liter Coyote engine. It's the one with the big supercharger on it, and I just want to walk around, take it for a quick drive, and share my thoughts, what I think about this car. Some people call it a sport car. Some people call it a muscle car. I want to find out today with you guys what it actually is. It does look good. It looks good from behind, looks good from up front. Has big exhaust. Don't really like the Cobra badge on it, but it seems like Ford is a little bit ashamed to put their badge on this car. They want it to be something special, something more special than just a regular Ford. But let's find out if it is any special than just your regular Ford that you drive every day and that you see everywhere on the street. So this car has something that reminds you of a little body kit going around, all these black bars and all this stuff up front. It reminds me of those cars back in 2000 where you had a 1.6 liter Honda Civic and you would put a big exhaust on it and put some plastic body kits around it, and you would think you have a fast car, but you never did. It was just a typical 1.6 liter Honda Civic with a body kit for $200 or $300, whatever the cost back in the days. So all this plastic stuff, I don't know how functional this stuff is, but it looks and it feels really, really cheap. It pretty much almost looks like an aftermarket cheap stuff that you would buy from some Amazon or from some AliExpress, from some Chinese site. This is some really, really cheap looking plastic. And the way it feels, the way it looks, there's no quality to it. Hopefully it's functional. Hopefully Ford tested it and they decided that this stuff has to be on, but the quality of this stuff is I don't know what to say. This is almost a brand new car. It has a little over 2,000 miles on it. And let's go around and see how it's built. These two lines that go across the whole top, the body and the bumpers, they're not painted. The paint would probably be too much money to do on every Ford car, so they just put some cheap stickers to make it look something special, but it's not a quality built car. Let's start from that. It's not something you would expect from $100,000 car when looking on the body, but let's get into it and see. Maybe the engine is the thing that makes this car so special. Looking at how everything is built from the outside, like even the lines, this car has a clean title, barely broken in. It's almost a brand new car. No damages, no scratches, nothing, well taken care of. But when you pay attention to some body lines, like even the hood and the fender over here, it seems like the hood is sitting much, much lower than the fender itself. For some reason, they can't get it figured out to have like perfect lines and everything around the body. And pretty much that's what makes it a Ford. It's not a high-end quality built car. Does it look good? What do I think about the look? I think it looks good. It does look beam. It looks a little muscular. It looks sporty. It looks like a Mustang, like a real Mustang should look like. It's a muscle car. It's a fast muscle car, but instead of putting all the money into this plastic crap, I think a Ford should have just put more money into like something more important that a car has to have, like something like a weight distribution. Because this car's weight distribution front axle is like 47. No, the front axle is like 57, I believe, percent of the weight goes on the front axle. The rear axle is like 43.5 or something like that. So the weight distribution is not all that good. And considering that this car is rear-wheel drive with a lot of power, to me, the first question is, how is it going to apply all the power on the rear wheels? Is it gonna have any traction, any grip on the road? Because a lot of power and a really light rear end, big heavy front end, how is it going to perform? It does look like it has some nice Michelin tires with some big Brembo brakes, which should help this car a lot to stop and perform around the corners. But I guess we'll drive and see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think from the outside. Is it worth almost $100,000 for a Ford Mustang GT500? I'm gonna let you know about myself some stuff. I'm a driver that has a lot of miles behind my back, and I love everything that drives. I have no hate for any car model out there. I love all kinds of equipment, from cars to trucks to buses, you name it. Everything that drives, motorcycles, mopeds, anything that drives, tractor, combines. If you give me an airplane for a test drive, I would be definitely more than happy to review it and take it for a flight. So I'm a kind of person that I love everything that drives, everything that has an engine in it. Not much interested in electric cars. I don't know why they make them these days, but don't kind of understand the philosophy of electric cars. But anything that makes sound, anything that has a combustion engine in it, I'm a big fan of. So let's take it for a drive and see how it drives. I am not a professional YouTuber. I don't know how to do any of the video recordings professionally, and how to cut all those videos and add any sound effects or anything. So it will be one short video recorded on my iPhone, but I'll try to have it all in, all my thoughts. So on the inside, I did start the engine so the AC starts running because it's really hot outside today. And when it starts, this is something that definitely makes your mood better. The sound of this V8 is just gorgeous. It sounds amazing. And for me, there's I don't know if there's any better American built engine than the Ford 5-liter engine, the Coyote engine, or this one. I think they raised up the size a little bit, the Shelby company, and they made it a 5.2, but I think it's based on the 5-liter Coyote engine. So looking for the inside, has leather seats, it's well equipped on the inside. You do have a sensor display over here, your infotainment system, climate control zone, heated power, and cooled seats, ventilated seats. It is a colored screen, but for some reason, looking at it, it looks like it only has two colors, a blue and a white color. But it's, it's functional. It's not the most important thing in this car. The most important thing is the engine and how it performs, because this is not your typical regular 2.3-liter EcoBoost Ford Mustang. This is something special. So looking on the inside, you still get the Cobra badge on the steering wheel. No Ford badge, even though I do think the Ford badge looks better than this Cobra badge. Nothing special about this Cobra badge. It looks like a garden stake to me. And I don't know why Ford is ashamed of putting its name on a car like this. Ford has a name of #1 vehicle that sells in the US, the F-Series Ford, which gives good sales number. Mustang has a perfect name. They even named that a little piece of junk electric car a Mustang, just to improve the sales on their electric car that they made, the Ford Mustang Mach-E or whatever they called it. They had to put a Mustang name on it. So a Ford is a strong name and a Mustang is a strong name, but why do they call this particular model of Ford Mustang? Why they have no badges? Seems like Ford is being ashamed, or the Mustang, the Cobra, is being ashamed of the Ford name, so they have the Cobra badges everywhere. It does have a digital cluster display with your tachometer and speedometer and some information over here in the middle. And I prefer the analog, especially this being a muscle car, if you think it's a muscle car. Something like this is probably within 10 years it'll be outdated, won't be as reliable as any of the old school and analog gauges. And if you consider this, if you want this to be expensive within 20-30 years, if you consider this a real Mustang, a classic Mustang car, then it would probably be better if it had the analog gauges, but it is what it is. Inside, this stuff right here, the material on the dash and everything, that looks like carbon fiber, might even be real carbon fiber, even though the quality, like over here, you can see some strings from the carbon fiber. It does have B&O, Ben Olufsen sound system. This looks like it has some stitched leather, even though it's not. This is just some stitches in plastic. This is soft touch plastics, but it's nothing leather. Then this part right here, this is black liner on the top, but for some reason they saved money and they didn't want to wrap it all the way down over here. They just put some cheap plastic over the side over here. All the buttons, everything is just your typical Ford. There's a real stitching problem right here, but this doesn't feel like real leather. This is all plastic. Steering wheel is wrapped around with some Alcantara material, or maybe some fake Alcantara, I don't know, but feels good. Feels not bad. The materials, everything else is a Ford without a Ford badge on this car. This is your typical Ford Edge or Ford Explorer. Transmission knob. It does have a reverse camera. You put in reverse, neutral, or drive. This thing has a Trimac, I believe, transmission. Just let's take it for a drive and see how it drives. Maybe go get some coffee and see how this car performs. This is one of the 3,489th unit. This particular one is the 3,489th unit. I don't know, I believe they made under 4,000 of these cars. So let's drive this thing. It does have a exhaust control volume, which changes how loud your car is going to be. Normal, sport, track, and quiet. Even in quiet mode, this thing is a beast. This thing makes a lot of noise. We'll just have it in normal mode to have some sound. So let's drive it. Okay. Driving the Ford Mustang Cobra GT500. 760 horsepower. There's one YouTube vlogger, a really popular one, that says that some of the German cars, that they seem like they have stronger horses than American horses. Let's find out if that's true or not. Looking over here, if you look on the hood, I mean, the quality of how everything's put together, I just wish it was better. I mean, look at how much lower the hood sits than the fenders, and you see all this stuff, and you know you're sitting in a $100,000 car, and you expect to be much better. But this is why this is a Ford. This is not a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or even a BMW. And you have this part right here. Almost feels like something is not finished over here. But there's a reason. You're not paying $300,000 for this car, or $500,000, or whatever the sport cars are worth these days. And you have a lot of horsepower. Let's see how healthy these horses are. Maybe they're not 760 horsepower. Maybe they just got some little 760 ponies under the hood, or some donkeys under the hood. Let's find out. I mean, it pulls really good. I've driven many kinds of vehicles in my life, and I gotta say, this car pulls really, really good. The ride quality, you don't expect it to be quiet and comfortable. This is more of a sport car than a regular comfort car that you have for everyday driving. The suspension is really stiff, but it's made for it to handle good, especially with the weight distribution this car has. It has to have some good strong suspension. The steering wheel is really sharp, feels heavy, feels good quality on the steering wheel. Nothing to complain, but like when you're going over a bridge over here, yeah, it's a really rough ride. And you have big wheels and some little thin tires on them, so you don't expect it to be comfortable at all. It's not an everyday driving car. This is a car that you would take out like today on a Sunday for a spin, get some coffee, or get out for a ride, and just, you know, park it for the rest of the weekend. Let it rest. Sounds amazing. How healthy are these horses? I think they're pretty healthy. And are they horses? Yes, I think they are. 760 horses in this car. This engine is amazing. This engine is amazing. If this engine was put into some German engineered cars, something like a Mercedes or a BMW, because I'm gonna compare it to German cars, because there's a lot of videos on YouTube and they compare this car to like BMWs, M3s and stuff like that, which I kind of consider not fair, because BMW M3, that's a 3-liter engine, inline 6. This is a big V8. This is like comparing a heavyweight boxer versus some lightweight, some featherweight boxer. You can't really compare these fighters that one against another. This engine is almost twice the size of the BMW M3, even though the BMW M3 probably does have a little better performance on the track. I don't know about a straight line. It'll probably be really hard to apply all this power on the rear wheels. But still, I mean, this engine, plenty of power, sounds good. The transmission shift's actually pretty smooth. You have some pedals over here behind the steering wheel. You can downshift or upshift, which is pretty comfortable. I do apologize for my English. My English dictionary in my head is not as big as I would probably want it to be to explain all my thoughts I have on this car, but it's just a little short review of what I think of American muscle or American sport cars. Is it possible to drive a car like this for every day? It'll probably be hard. I'll be honest with you guys, it'll probably be hard driving this every day. But this is a car that you probably won't want to drive every day. This is a car where you just want to take it out once a week or maybe even once a month. Around the spin and park it back in the garage and just let it sit and don't put too many miles on them, because one day I think these cars are going to be much more expensive than just $100,000. So why is it worth $100,000 these days? Well, you can probably get a used one with more miles, around 80, maybe even 85. But they don't make them no more. They have the Ford Dark Horse, which is also a pretty powerful car. But it's not a Shelby, it's not a Cobra. It's just made by the Ford. And this engine is so good that the Ford, even in their trucks, their Coyote engine trucks, the 5-liter F-150s, Ford has a supercharger, like a bolt-on supercharger that they can install in your truck. It's worth around $12,000 and your truck will have 700 horsepower. It's a bolt-on unit. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to go inside the engine and change any of the pistons or whatever. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. That's how durable and strong these 5-liter Ford engines are. Comes from a factory with the Ford F-150 with around 400 horsepower. You put a supercharger and that thing will run 700 horsepower every day without giving you any issues and without falling apart. When it downshift, it is a little bit jerky, like it kind of feels like it pushes the car back a little bit when it downshifts, but that's okay. I mean, you don't expect much comfort from a car like this. Is it worth $100,000? Well, my thoughts or my answer is the engine is definitely worth every penny that in this car. The engine is worth a lot of money. The engine is built great. Whoever built this engine, that's just a genius. This engine is amazing. Everything else about it does have like a little vibration when driving. The quality of the interior, the quality of how everything is put on the outside, I wish it was better. I wish it was better. I mean, it's not anything bad or critical, but it's just something you would get. The quality of the interior is just something you get in a $25,000 Ford Focus, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's far away from being perfect and far away from being like competitive to a BMW. If you compare this thing to a BMW, like, that thing will have real leather, a real nice high-end interior, everything built quality. This thing just does not have it. But when you're stepping on it, I mean, you guys, I weigh 238 pounds. I'm not a small guy, you know, and when I'm stepping on it, I don't know how much weight you need to apply all the power that this car has, because it just spins the wheels. It can't apply all that power. No matter what speed you're driving, if you're one guy in a car, you need some extra weight in the back. Probably need a healthy girlfriend to sit in the back, and maybe it'll help you apply all the power that this car has on the rear wheels. But the thing is, there's not much room in the back. I don't know if your healthy girlfriend is gonna fit in the back. Big heavy front end and a really light rear end. If this thing was all-wheel drive, it would probably perform much better. I'm sure it's really quick when you're highway, when you're cruising and like you're stepping on it. The numbers are like 100 to 180 miles an hour, probably be amazing. But from like on a drag strip, or from a start to 0 to 60, I think it should be around 3 seconds. But I'm pretty sure that it'll be really hard to apply all that power, all those 760 healthy horses onto the wheels. And it's definitely, driving this thing, the way it sounds, the way it pulls, it definitely has those healthy horses. It does not have any donkeys or any ponies under the hood. I don't know if German horses are any healthier, any powerful than these horses, but this thing feels powerful. So yes, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is just a short review of a Ford Mustang Shelby Cobra GT500. I'm gonna go in and get myself some Democrat coffee, some Starbucks Democrat coffee, that's what I call them, and enjoy your day. You guys be safe out there. Is this car worth the price? If you have the money, it's definitely worth every penny. If you want to have something special, then drive something special, not just a regular 2.3 EcoBoost Mustang. You know, just buy yourself one of these. The power is amazing. The power is really good. Just don't pay attention to all the little details on the inside and the outside, then you'll be happy. Well, God bless you all. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave a comment below. I do appreciate you watching this video. Everybody have a blessed day.